जो हम लोग पढ़ाते हैं, ठीक है, उसमें काफ़ी बदलाव आना है। और जो हमारे स्टूडेंट्स हैं उनको सिर्फ जो है इंडियन प्रोफेशनल्स नहीं, उनको साथ में ग्लोबल सिटीज़न बनना है, क्योंकि आगे जाके जितना भी हो लोगों को इंडिया जब बढ़ेगा, आगे डेवलप होगा, ठीक है, तब हमारा जो बाकी देशों के साथ रिलेशनशिप बहुत मायने रखता है। और उसी चक्कर में जो है हम लोग को थोड़ा अलग नज़रिया लेके प्रोग्राम्स, स्किल डेवलपमेंट, ये सब करना है। और उसी वजह से हम लोग सब पिछले 2 साल से मेहनत कर रहे हैं और आज हम लोग इस जगह पे आ चुके हैं कि हम लोग कुछ नया दे सकते हैं।
ऑलरेडी कंपनीज़ में काम कर रहे हैं 15 साल से 20 साल से। आप लोगों ने बहुत ज़्यादा मोदी जी का एक अपने सुना होगा कि हमको उनको नेक्स्ट जनरेशन के लिए तैयार करना है। तो अब 15 साल से मैं कुछ काम कर रहा हूँ, बट अगर मेरे को अपने आप को अगले 15 साल के लिए रेलेवेंट रखना है तो मुझे किसी और तरीके से तैयार होना पड़ेगा, हमको नए स्किल सेट सीखने पड़ेंगे। तो इन सब प्रोग्राम्स के थ्रू हम लोग नए स्किल सेट को पुश करने का कोशिश कर रहे हैं। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर आप हॉस्पिटल मैनेजमेंट को देखें, अभी तक हॉस्पिटल मैनेजमेंट मोस्टली हमारे डॉक्टर्स करते थे, ठीक है, बट हमको एक स्पेशलाइज स्किल चाहिए। फाइन, अगर आप इंडस्ट्री को देखेंगे, हॉस्पिटल इंडस्ट्री या हेल्थ केयर इंडस्ट्री को, दिस इज टिपिकली ग्रोइंग एट अ वेरी फास्ट रेट और हमारी डिमांड बहुत ज़्यादा है। प्लस हम लोग इंटरनेशनल मार्केट में मेडिकल टूरिज्म के लिए जाने जाते हैं। तो अगर हमको उसको नए स्केल पे लेके जाना है तो हमको एक ऐसा प्रोफेशनल चाहिए जो उन हॉस्पिटल्स को, उन हेल्थ केयर सिस्टम्स को बहुत अच्छे से मैनेज कर सके। इस सब टाइप के प्रोग्राम्स हमको उन सब चीज़ों में हेल्प करेंगे। जो संतोष सर ने बोला, दैट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि अगले 20 साल के लिए हमको क्या रिक्वायरमेंट है और हमको इंडिया को ग्लोबल स्केल पे लेके जाने के लिए क्या रिक्वायरमेंट है, ये उसकी एक छोटी सी पहल है।
नमस्कार दर्शकों, मेरा नाम है खुशी और आप देख रहे हैं सनसनी रिपोर्टर। देखिए मेरे पीछे आप ये बोर्ड देखिए, यहाँ पर इंडो फ्रेंच डेनिश कोलैबोरेशन का आप देख रहे होंगे। बताया जा रहा है कि पेरिस से जो है यहाँ पर फ्रेंच कोलैबोरेशन के लिए लोग आए हैं जो फ्रेंच कोलैबोरेट कर रहे हैं, फ्रेंच लैंग्वेज कोलैबोरेट कर रहे हैं। इंडिया में जो है एजुकेशन के इम्पोर्टेंस की बातें हो रही है, इंडिया में जो है एजुकेशन को दर्शाया जा रहा है। यहाँ पर जो है कॉन्फ्रेंस हो रहा है इस कोलैबोरेशन को लेके। आइए अब हम जुड़ेंगे जो फ्रेंच के हमारे गेस्ट हैं उनके साथ, जिन्होंने इंडिया के साथ कोलैबोरेशन किया है, और जानेंगे इस कोलैबोरेशन के बेनिफिट्स के बारे में, इस कोलैबोरेशन के फ़ायदे के बारे में, और इंडिया के एजुकेशन को कितना सपोर्ट मिलेगा इस कोलैबोरेशन के बाद। और इंडिया में जो मैनेजमेंट की टीम है, इंडिया में जो बिजनेस स्टडीज़ हैं वो कैसे और ग्रो करेगी, और जो लोग हैं वो कैसे और आगे बढ़ेंगे उसके बारे में। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशन फॉर द ग्रेट कोलैबोरेशन, एंड सो माई क्वेश्चन इज दैट हाउ दिस कोलैबोरेशन कैन इंक्रीज द growth of each countries and make the relationship more stronger between the countries?
To have, I think, close relationship at one moment is key for us. It's through companies. So we try to develop the skills for people inside company to be manager, to be a specialist in finance, in marketing, in health management, and so on. So I think if people have already heard speaking about what happened in Europe, in France, or in Danish about these topics, of course, they will be more motivated to develop international relationships in their business for themselves with European companies. So that's why. And so my contribution is to help to have people with a great level of skills, a great knowledge in the techniques, but also an understanding of...
Motivate the student of each country, yes, basically.
Clearly. Because if you understand and if you have information about how the companies are managed, how the customer have a behavior in India or in France or in Europe, I think you can develop commercial relationship. Of course, it's one type of relationship, but in the question to improve the collaboration, yes, we focus more on economic relationship, business relationship, companies relationship is the beginning. There is other people in France to speak about cultural relationship or something else. So my small contribution is to be at the economic level. To develop certificate courses and little by little more, perhaps a master degree at one moment. We have a range of master degree in Paris. and all the master degrees are located in several countries. Actually, we have 12 agreements in the world with China, with Vietnam, with North Africa, in Algeria, for example. Next weekend I will be in Algiers to give a course in an MBA. So each professor of Sorbonne Business School stay 3 months, more or less, a year, outside in these countries, teaching in French, in English, sometimes in Spanish. And concerning XLRI and India, we initiate a collaboration, and I am very happy to have also the Danish school with us, because we have done that, for example, in Vietnam. In Vietnam, we have a collaboration with Bologna in Italy, inside our degrees. So after is another coordination of XLRI, we are going to see which kind of courses. We have already discussed about the courses, about healthcare, as I said, about consulting, about digital leadership or things like that. So after that, my idea today with XLRI today is to say and to see in which area Sorbonne Business School can support the existing degree of XLRI. So XLRI has a degree with a certain number of hours and credits. So we can say we are going to assume or additional credits to have the XLRI degree and additional credits and certificates from Sorbonne, for example. This is one solution. The second solution at one moment, after to have experimented this first option, is to say, okay, so inside a master degree, I'm going to take in charge the half of the courses, you are going to take in charge the half of the courses, and finally we are going to deliver a joint degree. So we are initiating a collaboration, and we are going to see little by little to which, in which areas, if we are continuing to develop certificate only, or if one day we go to a master degree. I suppose in some years we can have a joint degree, a common degree in the area where we have experimented the certificate, and finally in the area where we think the students take the high benefit to have this collaboration in these two visions.
What about the placement?
After that, as you said, the plasma, I think, and it is also what asks us, our partner in other countries, is to help students graduate of the country to have a better understanding of the European context, and of course, is for people who have the ambition to be international. This is the first target. The second target is to say, okay, perhaps I have not the ambition to be international, but perhaps what I learn with XLRI and some professor from the Danish school or from my school is something else to impact and modify the local companies. We were in China since 35 years. 35 years. We are not doing agreement for 2 years or 3 years. The average length of my agreement actually is 20 years. So I'm going to try to do the same and to be at least 20 years or 30 years with XLRI. Just not doing 2 years here, 2 years here, 2 years here. If I do only 2 or 3 years, it's not a good thing for me. We invest a long time in a relationship, in discussion. It's not just to have only 20 students or 50 students and to go. So my ambition is to say, and it's also a demand from, for example, Chinese students, they want to learn from the French feeling of management in order to modify also the management inside pure Chinese company. Because they think that the management, or we have the same concept in management. You have not a different ROE is learned in Danish system, in France, so it's the same. So perhaps the critics on this ratio, the critics on this concept will be different from a country, from the other. So we are going to say to students, okay, if you see all the books on that, they are saying the same thing. But me, I have perhaps a different vision. It's acceptable.
Can I shortly also thinking from the Danish part, because when we are talking about the end date, so I especially learned that here in India that actually we are not talking about the end date, because you just continue in the next life when we're looking at the human body. So that's actually a European mindset to it, that we have an end date. But I also into this loop, because we are here for good.
And the fog is people wait that. They wait to be different. If not, you go to teach with a professor from US or UK, and you don't need a French professor or a Danish professor. If you learn, and us, if we want to teach more or less the same concept, we have a different way to see that. I was in a lot of conference with a US professor and so on in international conference. We speak about the same concept. We have not the same arguments, and we have not the same critic spirit about the concept. So it's different. It's not better. It's not bad. It's different. It's different. So if you want to know how to be different, you have to experiment European partners, and it will be different. After that, each people decide if they maintain the position, adapt the position.
Right, so Mr. Moon, when he went to Denmark, he said that Denmark has the skull and India has the scale. So we are here to bring this intention.